let's bring the Christmas story to life through crafting. And if you want to see just how easy it's going to be, come along and we're going to create the most beautiful lantern. I'm so excited about this. So many of you have been waiting for this. I keep getting emails asking, when is it available? When are we releasing it? So today is the day. Now, today is the day just for members, but if you're not a member, don't worry. It's going to be available to everybody else this Thursday. So today is the day. I just want to make sure we got sound there. We're good. So I can't wait to jump into this. I did one last week to do the test, and I'll give you a little sneak peek here of what we're going to be doing. But I'm going to do a different design. So this is actually what we're going to be making. This is our Holy Light Holiday Lantern Kit that comes with the lantern, the candle, the transfers, the beautiful snowy, cranberry, Christmassy floral pig here, and there's multiple ways that we can do this lantern. So I'm going to show you the transfers first, and then we'll unbox this kit. We're going to play with the transfers. I'm also going to show you some other things. Oh, hey, Norma, some other things that you can make with it as well. But let's get to the unboxing. So I'm going to kind of switch views here. I have had some feedback that you guys want to see less of me. I totally get it. I'm not sad about this. And more of the crafting mat. So I've adjusted it a little bit, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to try this and see if it helps people, because I know when you're on YouTube, especially if you're trying to follow along, it's harder when both of the screens are the same size. So we'll see how this works. Let me know in the feedback if you like this, if this set up a little bit better, having the picture-in-picture. And if you are brand new, my name is Melanie. I'm the founder of Christian Craft Paper. We make crafting papers, rub-on transfers, decoupage napkins, and crafting kits for women who love the word. So if that's you, you are in the right place. And if you're new, let me know that you're brand new, that this is your first time. But basically, what we're unboxing today is our holiday design drop number 4. So this one, like the last few ones, oh, Norma says this is great setup. Okay, perfect. So if you followed along with the last few drops, if you haven't, they're all on our page. But we have been dropping the transfers and project kits each week. We're on number 4. There are 4 more left. We're halfway done. But like the other ones, this one is going to be available in the transfers and also in the kit. So you can get the transfers by themselves, or you can get the full kit. So we have brought back the nativity, and I know a few of you were waiting for a more realistic nativity where we actually have, let me get in the right camera here. We actually have the proper skin tone, or at least closer to the proper skin tone of baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph. So these are more realistic graphics here. So we've got, whoops, as I drop them, we've got Mary and Joseph on their way. We've got baby Jesus here. These are in kind of a watercolor realistic format. And hey, Yvonne. Ooh, Yvonne got hers last night. Perfect. Then we've got Mary, Joseph, and Jesus a little bit older here. And then we also have the stable. Then we have this strip here that runs all the way along the side. And I think I might demonstrate how to use this one today. It's going to be a little bit tricky, so you might have to bear with me, but I think I'm going to use this one. Now the second sheet, again, these are all sized to fit on the lantern, glass perfectly. So they're designed to fit the lantern. However, you can use them for different things. If you want to use them for cards, you can use them for cards, ornaments, signs. It doesn't matter, but that's why they're sized the way they are. So this is another version of the lantern you could do. You could do 3 sides of the Christmas tree, and you can do the verse. For unto us a child is born, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Then we've got for unto us a child is born. We've got some snowflakes that you could drop down across the top. Again, you can mix and match these. You could have baby Jesus on one of the pieces of glass, and then you could have the verse on another one. This is completely customizable to however you would like. And then the last sheet has the watercolor designs, same family as the watercolor designs we released in the last drop. Oh, Cindy loves this new set. She's loved them all. Thank you so much, Cindy. But these are smaller. So these are more of, I think it's 3-inch. Let me actually see here. It's about 2.5 inch. I had to measure them real quick. So these are about 2.5 inch. So some of these are similar to the ones that we released in the last, but then you'll notice they're different as well. I think actually, I don't think any of them are the same now that I'm looking at them. I think it's the same. I partnered with the same designer, but it's they're different graphics. And then we also have another one that goes all the way along the side here. Again, you could use this for anything. To make it fit in the lanterns, you actually have to like separate the sections. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do today on the live. And then you've got the stars, and then we've got a nativity star here. So that is the transfers. Again, the transfers are available to members only. The email went out this morning. As soon as I jump off the live, I will put the link in the private members group. If you do not have your email, always check your junk or spam too, because sometimes I know Microsoft's been a little pain in the butt this week, so they might be sending some things to junk. So if you don't have it, check there. But I think I'm going to be using this design here, and then I'm actually going to use this star is what I'm thinking today. So let's bust into the kit real quick. So those are the transfers. Again, those are available separately if you would like. We only have so many available separately, however, because we had to put enough aside for the lantern kit. So let's break into the lantern kit. So the first thing that you have is your LED lantern. This thing is about 9 inches tall, just to give you an idea. It's about 9 inches tall. And then these, the windows with the glass are about 3.5 inches. And so what's cool is if you wanted to, you could actually just decoupage the candle. I'm going to show you how to take it apart. We're going to do it together today. Pyra says she wished we had digital downloads. Pyra, we do. We actually have a printable club that you can access in there. The nativity is actually coming up next month. So if you want nativity printable downloads, get in the club because it's happening next month. It'll be released on the 1st. Okay, so you've got your lantern. Then you have your 12-inch Burton & Burton pick. So these are all a little bit different. You can see the one that I used on this lantern has like a big cranberry and some smaller ones. This one has a whole bunch of little cranberries and like more snow. So there's 4 different versions. So I don't know which one you're going to get, but it's going to be a surprise. You're going to get your precision transfer tool. We'll be using that today. You'll get your set of transfers in there. And then you're also going to get the little bag that's going to have your ribbon for your bow. It's going to have your treat. And then we also always include a scripture sprinkle card in every order. And so you'll get your scripture sprinkle card. And these always seem to give you the scripture that you need right when you need it. So that's one of my favorite things. We get a lot of compliments on that. But hey, Marcy, good to see you. And okay, I just want to go ahead and show again. This is what we're going to make. So this one, I used the realistic nativity pictures. This still has the battery in it. So I will see if you can, it's hard to see this way. Sorry, I'm trying to work with these cameras here, but it flickers. Again, we have all these lights on, so it's hard to see, but it flickers like a realistic candle. So it does take 3 AAA batteries. So those do not come with the kit. You will need those. But I'm going to get this stuff out of the way. So we're going to do the lantern, and then I'm also going to do a couple other just small projects to give you ideas of what to do with the extra transfers, because we're only going to use 4 for the lantern. I'm so excited to do these. I absolutely love these lanterns. They're so fun. So this is actual glass in here. So what we're going to need to get to it is you are going to need a Phillips screwdriver. And we're going to take the 4 screws out so that we can pop off this bottom. And then that's going to let all the glass panes free. Now, I have to let you know, because I've already done one of these lanterns for the kit this month, which we're going to be doing the lantern kit for those of you that are members. The lantern kit live is this Saturday. So we'll do another one together. All right, I've got half of it undone. I think the hardest part about this whole project is getting these screws back in afterwards, just because I'm not the best at getting the screws in straight. All right, so the screws are going to fall loose. We're going to make sure we don't want to lose those, so put them somewhere where you're not going to lose them. And then this whole piece comes out. So this is what I was saying. You could actually decoupage the candle if you wanted to leave the glass clear, or you could do 3 sides of the glass and then the front of the candle. There's so many different things that you can do with these lanterns, which is why they've been so popular. Okay, so in here you can kind of see there's little grooves that hold this in. We're going to want to pull these. We're just going to pull the glass right out. Now here's the thing with the glass. The edges can cut you. They are sharp. So please be very careful with the glass. I did nick my elbow because I had them sitting over here the very first time I worked with these. So have respect for the glass. It can break. Okay, so then you can see like we just have the plastic piece. We've taken all the glass out, and that's that. So I'm going to put aside the stuff that I'm not using. Now the transfers do come with this transfer tool. So if you don't have the precision transfer tool, or you don't get it, like you don't add it to your order, which is totally fine, it does come with a rubbing tool to use. So we'll put that aside too, because I am going to use the transfer tool, but I'm actually going to use, I don't want to I keep using the ones out of the kit, and then I have like 50 of them up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to, well, I'm going to attempt the wraparound, what I envisioned as the wraparound version. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take different sections of these, and we're going to wrap them around the glass. So there's a couple of things that we need to make sure that we do. One, we need to account for the edge of the border of the lantern, because when you put these glass panes in here, you're going to lose a portion of the design because it's hidden behind. If you don't get it in there right, it's hidden behind these edge pieces. So we need to take account for that. And then the other thing is we want to make sure, which is why if you have our surface saver mat, this makes it really easy, is we want to make sure that we align the bottom of all of the designs on this at the same level on each piece of glass. So again, another reason why I love the surface saver, because we can just see right through that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I just have a little bit of water on here, and I am just going to make sure that these panes are clean. We don't want any fingerprints or oils or anything. Again, be super careful with the edges, because it'll get you if you're not paying attention, for sure. I didn't even feel it when it got me. Like, it was ninja. Okay, so we're just gently wiping those down. So we're just going to, I'm going to move all these over here, and I'm going to get my good scissors. Oops, moving lights. Okay, so what we can see, this first one's going to be the most difficult one. Obviously, the main design that I want to use is the nativity scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them out. Now, I don't have to cut exactly. I can just cut out the part that I'm going to use, because any part that's clear, there's no design there. So it's not going to show. All right, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get the pieces that I want here. So that's going to be my front, and then we'll see what will fit. So on this next little part, sorry, I'm going to move it up here. I forget I have a different setup, so you can't exactly see. There we go. So the next thing, I'm just putting the glass over it because I'm seeing where I'm at. So with this one, I'm going to lose a little bit of the camel or a little bit of the guy, because it's going to be tucked behind this part, which is fine. That's just the way that it's going to go. So I have to decide, do I want to lose, I like his little lantern here. So I know I'm going to need to move that over a little bit, and I'm just going to lose his hiney here. So I'm going to actually cut kind of right where the back leg is. And again, I have not done this wraparound one yet, you guys. So this is me learning as we go, but this is kind of what I envisioned. Okay, so I just want to make sure that that's going to work. Okay, that's going to work. So we'll put that one in order here. All right, then we've got our next two. So I think these will be pretty good. I'm just going to separate them right here. I'm so excited about this one. I can't even tell you. Pyra, you can go to christiancraftpaper.com and it should be on that first page. It's called the Crafting and Christ Printables Club. I can share the link with you when I jump off if you don't find it before then. Okay, so then we have these two, and then this shepherd probably isn't going to make it, but that's okay. If you like this shepherd better and you want to put him in there, or maybe you can fit him in there with the steer. It looks like in the lamb here we have here, but I'm just going to do those ones. And then I did want to do, I don't have enough room here. Cindy, oh my gosh. Cindy says she's really excited about this one because this is what I thought would be really neat to do with these. Great minds think alike, Cindy. This was actually Megan's idea. She's in the other room. She's like, it would be so cool if you could make like silhouette type deals so they could sew through. And we were just imagining like sitting in the living room at Christmas and like it dancing off the walls. I can't even wait. So super excited. Okay, so this is kind of what I envisioned. This star is huge, but that's okay. So the other thing I want to see, I'm just going to put this at the bottom and see how much of it cuts off. Someone's calling the store right now. If you're calling me, I can't answer, just so you know. Okay, I just want to see like how much of it cuts off if we just line it right up with the bottom, because since sorry, that comment was on there. Hey, Lori, since I ran this one along the edge, it might be one where we can just line it up with the bottom and then see how it fits. So again, let me just play with this and see. So I'm just going to stick this in here so that we can just make sure everything. Okay, so if we line it up with the bottom of the glass, that's how much you're going to use. Oh, Carmen, thank you so much for stopping by. Oh no. Okay, Carmen, we'll be praying for you. I know a couple others that have that hurricane coming. All right, we lift Carmen up in prayer, you guys. She's got to go get sandbags for that storm that's headed her way. So we're just trying to figure out, like, where does it need to be so that we don't lose the bottom of them? So I feel like right there. All right, so we've got about, I would say, like a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so I did envision using this star. Okay, the star is going to be huge, but I still want to use it. If you don't want to use the huge star, there was a star with that sheet. There's a smaller star, so you can use this black one if you want. I don't know. I just thought that using the big one will be cool. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with. All right, we're ready to go. You guys, that was the hardest part. Like, literally, that's the hardest part. The only other part that we have to be careful about is just getting them on correctly the first time. Full transparency, the first time I did this other one, I messed up I got a little too excited when I put down baby Jesus and I had him on there crooked. I had to like scrape it off and get another set of transfers, which is good for me because I have all of the transfers, but just be careful like when you're putting them down, because you do only get one. If we're using this design, you would only get one. But again, you could also, if you mess up one of the panes, then go use one of these verses. No one's going to know. No one's going to know. I'm not going to tell. Nobody will know. Okay, so this is how easy this is. So what I'm going to do is I am going to center my glass with my lines, which might be hard for you to see on this right now because it's glass and it's transparent. But basically I want to center this because this is going to help me get this design straight. And now that I just told you all that I messed up on my first one, making it crooked, I really hope I don't mess up. I have a habit when I do these to go too fast and get in my head because everyone's watching, and then I put it down. I don't put it down straight. Okay, so I'm using this as my guide here. I've got everything like kind of squared up here, and I know I need about 1/4 inch, so I'm going to line the bottom up. So make sure you have it on the right and the left lined up, and then top and bottom lined up, and we're just going to push it down like that. Literally, it's going to be this easy. Now these are going to be on the outside of the glass. These are not going to be on the inside of the glass like we did the reverse decoupage when we did the lantern kit this month. Let me just show you for those that are new. So this was the lantern that we did using reverse decoupage. We put the design on the inside. You're going to put these on the outside because these are rub-on transfers. So there's no way, if we stick them on the inside, they'll be, well, these ones don't have words. So you could stick these on the inside because it's actually not going to make any difference, but it will put Mary on the left. I would just put them on the outside. All right, so we're just going to rub it down, and then we'll just take our tool and we're just going to lift it right off. It's that easy. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put our star because we're doing a star on this one. So again, this one we're just going to want to center up with the actual baby. I'm going to center up with baby Jesus. You can put it as low or as high as you want. So again, this has a little bit, some kind of thinner dotted lines. So you're just going to want to make sure that you have those down really good. If it's giving any resistance at all, then it's not quite ready to come off. So don't yank it. Just go back over it again. It's these little ones that I'm a little worried about. There we go. All right, so there we go. We have our star. So how pretty is that? So this is just gonna, once we get all 4 done, we're just gonna slide this back in. I'm gonna get fingerprints all over it right now, but we're just gonna slide that back in. And that's pretty much perfect where I had their feet. I probably could have gone a little higher, but I'm really liking it. All right, so we're gonna go with that height. So I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna do the rest of the panes. So we'll just grab the rest of them. And again, if you wanna, you know, do them in order. This one's gonna be a little bit trickier because it's the one where I had to cut off the camel's bum. All right, so I'm gonna just get these, making sure that I'm not popping over where you can't see. Again, just make sure you don't have anything on the glass. I really need to clean this mat because I've got like little pieces of glitter here and there, and they are threatening to ruin my project. Okay, and then if you put the other one right up next to it, you can kind of see, make sure that you're getting them kind of the same height. But getting them centered again, this is the hardest part. Okay, so I do want to show you right here on this one. Okay, so do you see how this is like gray and then this is black? That's how you can actually tell that the transfer is sticking to the glass. But because when I pulled it off, it's already doing that, that's telling me that the transfer is coming off of this piece a little bit. So I need to be careful when I stick it down to make sure that pretty much wherever it touches, it's going to stick. All right. Yeah, so it doesn't mean anything's wrong with it. It was just already coming off of the transfer. Yeah, see, now you can see like as I'm releasing it, it's coming off of itself there, or as I'm rubbing it, it's coming off already itself. That one was like ready to go. So cute. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it already. All right, so we've got 2 of our paints here ready to go. We're gonna do the little shepherd next. I don't know why I keep moving them off of the line that I need there. Yeah, and maybe it's just easiest if you have the mat or a mat that has measurements to just kind of line them up like this, because then we can just see like right away. I can make sure everything's square with the outside line, and then I can just keep moving along here. Alrighty, we're gonna do our next one here. Again, you don't want to touch anywhere where the actual design is. Because then it will want to stick to your finger and not the glass. Again, these are coming off really nice. If you do have some issues with your transfers not coming off very easily, you can use a heat gun or a blow dryer and warm them up a little bit in your hand, and that will help, you know, get the stickiness a little bit better for you if you have issues. I have not had any issues, but I got that tip from Yvonne. I don't know if she's still on here, but that's what she does, and they release really nicely. So if you are having issues, maybe try that. Again, we're just going to make sure that it's coming off. I don't want to lose any legs or a horn or an ear or anything. Okay, and then before I go any further, I'm going to grab my glue gun. Grab my glue gun battery and get that going. My son had a science project that he was working on all week, and so I know it's dead. He had to do the atom for cobalt, so it was a whole thing, a whole poster and a giant hoop with a bunch of. He took a whole bunch of our wooden beads, you guys, the beads for the bookmarks. Half the bag is gone. But we think he did good, so that's all that matters. He had fun. It was super creative. But it probably used half my glue thing. Okay, Cindy said she was worried about the pressure of rubbing on possibly breaking the glass, but it looks like it's working fine. Oh yeah, because you have it on, it is thin glass, but because we're really just pushing down onto the actual mat, and this is silicone, so it does give it a little bit of a push. So that's a good point, Cindy. All right, here's our last little one. We've got our, I think it's a steer because it has horns, and our sheep. So we're just gonna line them up. Alrighty. And you don't have to use a ton of pressure. Like, we're not pushing it through the glass. We're just giving it a firm rub. All right, these should come right off. All right, so I'm getting a little resistant on the tail, so I'm going to go back over the tail because I don't want to lose my cow's tail or a leg. Now, if it starts to come up with it, just put it back down gently. If you pull up too fast is when it could stretch the design, and then you get like a crooked leg. All right, there we go. So now we're going to put our glass back in the lantern. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rag again and just go on the outside and just clean it. I just flung the snow from the flowers back at myself. Okay. So I'm going to put it up this way because this seems to be the easiest way to get them back in. So they have to, you have to catch the top, and you have to catch, there's a little ledge on the bottom that it needs to sit in. All right, so I'm going to lean that a little bit. Woo! I'm going to go through and just make sure that we've got the back of these, because any fingerprints or anything is going to show. All right. as this one. Again, just make sure it's tucked behind that lip. And then they should be all flush at the top too. All right, there we go. I had to get that so I can let go of it. So just cleaning the glass, making sure we don't have anything on there. And then we're just gonna slide it back in. And then we just got our last one. Okay. Ooh, okay, so that might happen. The last one is going to be a little bit tricky. We'll try and keep it up as upright as possible because they will want to fall forward and such, as you see. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stick our candle back in there. Now they have to all be behind the tabs for this to go in there. Oh, whoa. Okay, I got it like on the first try. Thank goodness this is recorded because that did not happen the last couple times I've tried this. All right, so we're just going to put our screws back in. And I just like to go kitty corner. All right, again, the screws are like super tiny and you have to get them in the hole. So if you have like chubby fingers, this part will be a little bit difficult. Like chubby fingers like mine, they can't get it in there. There we go. We're halfway there. I know you're like waiting for the reveal, right? All right, we're gonna put that. I'm really liking this already. I mixed the designs on purpose so that you could have the color ones or you can have the silhouette ones. All right, I'm going to put this one in, and then while we have the screwdriver here, you will need to use the screwdriver to open the battery back. So we'll add those last, but I'm just going to take this screw out now so that I don't have to deal with it. Okay. So this is where you're going to put the 3 AAA batteries. It has an on and off switch. So I'll put the batteries from the other one in here when we're done. But so you can see like this is where we have ended up with the different designs. And again, you could put these designs on the candle. You could wrap this around the candle and leave the glass clear. So here's where we're gonna go. Now, what I did notice, which this may or may not matter to you, but wherever you put the glass is, you're gonna have to decide where you want the handle. On this one, we have the handle off to one side. So this is kind of the front. Sorry, I know you're having a hard time seeing. That's kind of the front. So the handles goes off to the side. Because this is the front, the handle's going off to the back, which it doesn't matter. It's totally a preference. But the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do our bow and our greenery. So I'm going to open this up. Now, the snow does shed. I have a little bit of it on here. So the snow, you might have some snow going this way and that way. So I'm just going to throw all this away. We're going to clip this little thing off of here. Here we go. And then we also have our bow. So there's different ways that you can make the bow. I just made it really simple in this one. I'm gonna figure this camera out eventually. So I'll probably stick to that again. I just liked it because there was so much going on. I didn't want the bow to detract from the scene. So the first thing that I did is you're gonna want to figure out where you want the greenery. So what I did is I bent this to kind of get where you want it to hang. Now, when we did the lanterns before, and this all depends on what look you want and how you're going to do it, but you can jam them in the actual holes in the top of the lantern if you want it to lay like a certain way. So that is possible. You can jam it in here and then you can bend it to the direction, you know, there, you can bend this. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So however you want it to look. And then what you're going to do is when we take our bow, we're going to go through and we're going to like cover up any of that area that we don't want. So on this one, I'd probably put the bow on this side. So since I'm going this way, I'm going to just take and bend the end of the floral pick around. So how it was sticking through, we're just bending it around. So then you don't even need to glue it really because it's going to hold in there itself. And then we can use the bow to cover up the front. So that's how I'm going to do it. Oh, Cindy says it's perfect already. Thank you, Cindy. I can't wait to see what you all do because I come up with the simplest things and then you all just make it gorgeous. All right, I'm just getting some of the snow that fell off out of the way here. So it's like little rocks on your elbows. So you have a full yard here. So you can make this as big or as small as you want. So to do the simple bow, did I just do one? I literally just did one on each side. I always forget. You need to put, before you use it, you need to put the strand in there that you're going to tie it with. I forget that every time, you guys. Would I be making a bow if I didn't forget? So these are the tails. So however long you leave the tail is how long it's going to be. And so you just want to fold it back flat across itself. Hi, Paula. Paula's on the beach. I love it. You're on the beach watching Christmas crafting. Okay, so that's how you do the simple one. And if you want to, you know, use your mat, you can make sure like that these sides are the same, which I didn't do, but now that I can have it on the mat, I can see that I have them equal now. And we can always adjust it afterwards if we don't tie this part too tight. Okay, so this is a thicker jute. So I'm just going to double tie that, and then I can clip the ends here. I probably could have gone shorter, but it don't matter. Okay, so we've got our big bow here. So then we can go and we can, Christine just jumped on. Is this the kit you offer? Yes, Christine, this just dropped to members today. So it's available. The email went out to members, and then I'm also going to put it in the group as soon as I get off here. So, all right. So now you just need to figure out like where you want it. Like, do you want it more here? Do you want it more up here? Do you want it more over on the floral? Which is kind of what I did on this one. I kind of attached it right to the floral pick, which is probably what I'm going to do again. I just want to make sure we get good framing here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that one. All right, and I'm going to cut this one to match. All right, so we'll put those out of the way. And then I glue it right to the actual the chubby part of the floral pick right here. So I'm just going to be a little bit generous with the glue there. And we're going to stick it right on. Now, again, you can customize this all the different ways that you want. You can add bigger bow. You could cut the pick down and make it smaller. All right, so let me go back to this one. I think it might be easier to see. Well, I need to fuss with that bow because it looks funny as I'm showing you, but like when it's sitting on the table, it does not look funny. All right, so here's, again, just one idea where we wrapped the silhouette all the way around the lantern. And then I will, let me take the batteries out of this other one, and maybe I could turn off some of these lights here. Oops, I just turned it on instead of taking the batteries out. Again, so it's 3 AAA batteries. This one I think you'll be able to see a little bit better because it doesn't have, it has way more glass showing. All right, now I gotta try and figure out how to get batteries in here. Okay. Now you can put the screw back in the battery container when you're done. I haven't. I have like all these little screws up here. I didn't put the screw back in. Okay, so let me turn off some of these lights. All right, hold on. I'm turning down the lighting, guys. All right, so now you can see how it flickers. So cute. So again, this is basically what it would look like kind of sitting on your counter. I got to play with the bow a little bit. I don't like the way that it's sitting, but it is really stunning. And it's just going to be so perfect for Christmas sitting on your counter. This would make a lovely gift. Like if I got this, I would be super stoked. So that's the lantern. Let me go through and I'm going to show you what we can do with some of the other transfers. Let me turn the lights back out here. I'm hoping this one light doesn't like fall on my head. My overhead light is starting to do the lean on me. I'm like, no. So I grabbed some other things because great, we just did a lantern and now we have all of these transfers left. So let's have some fun with these other transfers. Let me go back to the other view. So again, you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to move this lantern. So if you didn't see the beginning, oh my gosh. Well, I'm trying to put the lantern back in, but I'm putting it in wrong. This was the first one that I made. So this is the one using the other designs. This one has the Nativity realistic designs on it. So that's another one that you could do. So we'll put that guy over there. But what I grabbed, I just went into my stash. I'm going to take a quick sip. Jane says it's beautiful. Cindy says gorgeous. Norma, so pretty. Linda's already ordered hers. Look at her go. So again, these are available to members only right now. On Thursday at 10 a.m., we'll open them to everybody else. So they'll be on the website. We'll post on social media. And then in both the groups too, if you're in any of the groups. All right, so we have all of these left over. So I think I'm going to use this one. So this box, I actually got this at, do you say it Daiso? Daiso? It is like the Japanese dollar store. If you have one by you, you need to go. You need to go, especially if you like containers, because they have all kinds of containers. Like, I don't know if you've seen me This is another one that I've gotten. Here, I'll put it under here. This is another one that I've gotten from them. Again, this is like a couple dollars. This was like less than a couple dollars. I also got all these little plants that you can put in them, like after you make them. So cute. So I'm a huge fan of their store. I spent a good amount of money, but I got so much stuff. All right, so we're gonna peel this off. It is sticking a little bit there. Hopefully it doesn't do that on this side, because I've used these before and it didn't rip up the paint like that. All right, it is a little bit, but it's fine. All right, so what we're gonna do, the first one I used did not do that. I wonder if it's because I haven't used these in so long. So, never fear. Where's my dry brush? This might not be the exact white, but I have like a really good dry brush, but I don't know where. Well, like a really used one. Is it a chain store? I think it is. I think it is, Cindy. I had never heard of it. My friend had me go. I'm not the best at dry brushing, you guys, but I'm just trying to get rid of like this really harsh line. So we're just going to go over it with some of the white that I have. And again, this will probably be the back. It's fine. Yeah, but she took me, she'd asked if I had ever been. She wanted to go get some, she's really into organizing. Like, she's the organization queen. Like, all of the boxes on her shelf are all P-touched. She's amazing. I actually had her come to my house when I first moved in here and help me organize my kitchen. She's so logical. I don't have any of those skills. I don't know if it's because like the crafter side is like just creative and maybe a little bit disorganized. But I had her come in and she had this whole process that she took me through where she's like, okay, how to, like literally she would hold something and be like, how often do you use this? And I was like, oh, I use it every day. And she's like, okay. So then she would put it, which is so logical. She would put that thing like next to where you would use it, like the oven. And then like things that you don't use as often, like maybe a baking sheet, like that went like further in a drawer or a cabinet further away from the oven. And I was like, why didn't I ever think of this? But that's just how her brain works. But yeah, she's the one that told me about it and took me. And I absolutely loved it. So they have like plants. They have, I bought a bunch of containers and a bunch of pots. I think I have everything put away. I just have like a little pile right here. But yeah, I love that store. I haven't taken my son yet, and I need to because I know he's gonna love it. But then I'm also gonna spend like $60. But I guess there's two here, and I only went to the one. So, but yeah, this was like $1.99 or less. And I'm just gonna make this, and then I'll put it in my booth and sell it. But I saw it, I hadn't used them yet, and I wanted to give you an idea. So that's gonna be the back. So we'll pick one of the sides that looks better for the front. And I haven't used these ones yet, so I'm gonna use these ones. So basically you just pick whichever one that you want as your favorite. We're gonna put on the front. And again, you could use this and only do the front. Like you don't have to do all four sides, but I just wanted to kind of show you, just give you some ideas. So these are about, they're under 3 inches. So they would also work on an ornament too. Like you're gonna lose a little bit, but they would also work on an ornament. And I'm gonna do some of the other ones to show you, but there's, you know, it's way more versatile than just the lamp. And of course we don't wanna, you know, we wanna get the one set of transfers and then be able to do multiple things with them so we can make multiple crafts because it's Christmas and we got a lot of gifts to give, right? Okay, so I'm going to do this one as my front. So again, we're just going to want to make sure that wherever that it's even all the way around. Now, since these ones, again, ran along the edge. I'm going to use that, but it might not be perfect every side, so we'll just have to see. And then, oh, I was like, I dropped my precision transfer tool, but I didn't. I still have it. All right, so same thing. We're just going to come in here. And this is a really soft wood. I don't know what it is, but it's like a soft wood. Super light. I know I was getting ready to go live, and I was like, I need to grab some other projects to do. And I'm like, I have these sitting here. I need to use them. Now, these are all one graphic. There's not any like the star had mentioned things going out. So we can just really put it on there super easy. All right, so you can just go around, and we'll just put one on each side. Again, don't touch where the actual transfer is. You only want to touch the spots that don't have anything. These ones that are all one piece are like the easiest to go on, I swear. I'm going to say that, and then it's going to bubble on me. Now, I bought these boxes to like sell them, but you know I'm going to get done with all these, and they're all going to match, and I'm going to want to decorate my house with them because that's how we do, right? All right, so there's another side. So we've got the first side, and then we're just going to keep going around. This is the side I painted. I'm going to leave that one last. Okay, now this one does have some like glittery stuff up here. So we are going to want to make sure that we get all of that off because it's not connected to the design, to the main design. So we don't want to lose any of those. So we are going to make sure that we get all those little stars and clouds and colors. Now this one may have been on the first design drop that we did. I don't know, I'm looking at it and it may have been. It is a bigger, that one is a bigger size. The card maker are bigger sizes than this one. All right, so you can see here, I'm going to show you. See how my stars are like lifting? That means I didn't get them down enough. So we're going to have to go in here. And these are super tiny. So you may have to really work them in there. They also might not want to stick to this paint. We'll see. I'm going to try from the other direction. Actually, we're going to use Yvonne's method. Give it a little heat. Warm it up a little bit. I do have air blowing straight down on here. So I'm going to go back through with the finer end of my tool. All right, let's see how that's doing. It's thinking about it. Now this surface is already prepped as well. So we could have, it's not dusty, but we could have a situation where it just doesn't like sticking to that surface. Okay, so this one right here, it is coming off. So we just use the tool to push it back down. Yeah, it doesn't like this side of the box. I wonder if this side was dusty. Another reason I like the tool, because you can use it to get in and work with whatever issues you're having. Now out of the 4 designs, this is the one that has the most parts of the design that is like not connected to each other. So like all these are separate things. This is separate. This guy's like by himself. So anytime you have something like that, it does make it a little bit more challenging because you do have to make sure that everything is down. And then like I mentioned, this side of the box might have been a little bit dusty. Because it has been sitting on the side of my desk over here, you know, dog hair. So just go at the pace that it's wanting to go. And if it's not working for you, change directions. And if we don't get all of these stars on here, like my heart's not broken, we're fine. I do want the bake star. Oh, that I see what's happening. It's wanting to pull the paint up. I should have done this one on the side that I painted and not the side that. All right, I'm gonna lose some stars. This is the issue with the box, which I should have known because the front, because the tape came off of the label took off so much of this paint. Okay, there we go. So this is what's happening is the paint that they've done this box in is actually coming up off of the transfer. It's not allowing it to stick to it. All right, that piece isn't going to work either. So we're just going to take that piece off because it doesn't want to stick and I'm not going to make it. So what we're going to do is we just come back through here. This is what I'm going to do. Again, this box is from the, what did I say, Daiso? So I haven't used the transfers on it. Now I know it's a little bit dusty and doesn't like to stick. Good to know. So we can just go through and fill in any of this that you don't like. And I'm actually going to take off these little pieces because I feel like they're hanging out by themselves. So I'm going to pull them back off. Again, usually you wouldn't be able to pull it off like that, but it's because of whatever they've used on this box that it's sticking to the actual transfer. Okay, so there we go. No one's going to know that that's any different. Cat hair, Bobby. We have a cat too, but she's not usually allowed in here, so her hair doesn't get too bad in here. Okay, so just know when you do that smaller one, you can kind of see it's stuck to the stuff on the box. So the smaller one, not so easy with the small designs. So that's the most trouble that I've had, but it has to do with the surface. So again, keep that in mind when you're using them. If the surface is, you know, dusty, if it has any type of finish, like I know I haven't been able to get them to stick to wax. However, someone else did. Someone else did the wax candles, like faux wax candles just fine. I wasn't able to get them to stick without like really rubbing lines in the wax, which was not what I was trying to do. So, all right, this one. This one is back to a design that's all one design. So it's going to have a better chance of sticking because there's more surface area. The other one just had too many things that weren't connected. So if you are using these boxes, I would not do words on them because you might have problems with different letters sticking or not sticking. But here's kind of what I envisioned for that. I just have this Christmas pick that we'll go back to this one. So I just have like a little Christmas pick in there. And then this would be super cute for a little poinsettia planter too. I have some poinsettia planters, but they're all packed up. I don't have them out yet. Once the rub-on is attached, is it as stuck as it's going to be, or does the sticky stuff take a bit to be permanent? That's a great question, Cindy. It is as stuck as it's going to be. For something like this that you might possibly resell, if you were looking at resell, I would seal it. You can seal it with a Mod Podge, or I like to use acrylic spray just because it's more hands off. It's not going to have brush lines. So that's what I use. But again, here's just another idea of what you can do. Let me go back. I'm going to take what I forgot what I'm doing. Okay, then I wanted to show you just a couple ornaments. I think I was going to prep this one, which I should have done. I don't have any water in here right now for my paintbrushes because I was like, oh, I'm gonna just do rub-on transfers. I don't need water for my paintbrushes. I'm just gonna do a quick coat on this one, and then I'll do the wood slice. But I'm gonna give this a little minute to dry here. So I'm just gonna freehand around the top. I am gonna hit the top with a marker. I have a gold leaf pen I'll use on the top. Now, if you like just the wood look, you could totally do this without prepping the ornament. I just wanted to make sure that the design pops. So I'm just going to give it one quick coat of white. And this is just a Waverly white chalk paint. I get this at Walmart. So funny, I did an order to get a wax, the Waverly wax, because I'm going to do it on next week when I do the unboxing for the, I wanted to say November, but we're not in November yet. The October Club. I'm using wax on it. So I ordered it and I forgot to update the address. I ordered it on the weekend. And so they sent it to my P.O. box, which is closed. But the driver was like so kind because it got to that point where they said they were out delivering it. And then I realized it was going to somewhere that was closed. Typically what happens when they deliver there when it's closed is they'll leave it at the front, just on the sidewalk. And my UPS is it's just in like a parking lot of a shopping center. So if you leave it out front, like it's not going to be there. So I was kind of panicking, but it gave you that option. You could message the driver or you could reach out to the driver. And I thought it was text, like you could text or whatever, but it was like a phone call. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be calling anybody. So I was like, it'll be fine. Never mind. So I had kind of in my heart decided I wasn't getting the wax because I sent it to the wrong address. And the driver like texted me. Somehow they were able to text me. And I was like, oh, and he's like, he or she, I don't know. But they're all, I don't know which suite it is. Can you tell me? And my husband was already headed there to go pick it up. And so I told him, I'm like, wait, it's actually closed. Like I gave him the suite number. I'm all, but it's actually closed. I'm all, is there any way that you could like leave it around back? And then my husband's on his way now. He'll pick it up. And they're like, sure, no problem. So they went, and my husband said they like hid it around back, like behind some stuff, so no one would see it. But I thought that was so nice of them because I had already decided, no, it wasn't coming because I put the wrong address. I used the wrong address on a weekend. So this is just a 3-inch wood slice. Normally they're round, but in the shipments of the ones that we got, there's a couple that have been like this weird oblong. So I didn't send them to you. I just thought I'll grab those and use them for myself. So we're going to just use one of the transfers on this, and I'm just going to make an ornament with baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph. So I did no prep to that. I'm just going to go ahead and rub it on down. Now you could get fancy with these. You can layer, you could do paper. You could put the transfers over Mod Podge. You could put them on paper, plastic, metal. We've done wood a few times here, obviously glass. Again, the only thing I've had a problem on is wax. I do know one of the women that was doing cards was having an issue with the glitter paper, but again, that makes sense because it's a texture. All right, so we want to just keep working it. Now, when we're working with the wood, oh, you can do it on canvas too. We have this one here. This is from one of the other kits, but this is a canvas bag. So when you do anything that has grooves, like the canvas fibers or this wood was cut with a saw or something, so it's not perfectly smooth. you do have to kind of work in the grooves there. So again, this is a good one to use because it's a full all one design. It doesn't have any little pieces or anything. All right, I just grabbed some strings here, just some jute. I'm just going to tie a knot so that I have something to glue. All right, so I'm going to just glue that right on the back here. And again, this is another good use for the transfer tool so that you don't burn yourself. And then I have these cute little bows, but in the bag they get a little wonky. And decide where I want that. All right, I think I am going to stick it right at the top of the strings there. I'm going to try not to burn myself. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right. I'm going to make sure I get the strings pushed into the bow there. There we go. All right, so well, here, I'll do it this way. I forget I don't have the cameras the way I usually do. So this can be a sweet little Christmas ornament right here. So cute. So there's that one, and then we'll do this one as well. Now the edge of that is a little wet, and I did want to, well, I'll come over it afterwards. Okay, we want to make sure that it's super dry. And I think I'm going to use the baby Jesus. Now, if you're loving the nativity and the ornaments, we do have an Advent that's coming out. So the Advent, we are just waiting for the ornaments to arrive. I have everything else, but we are releasing an ornament Advent kit that follows the nativity story. So if you love the nativity story and you love Advent, it's coming. All right, so I'm just overlaying that. I got it. This is why I did the white, because there was going to be some of that behind it. So we're just going to come back over it. And then this one is going to have some of the design that's overlain. So there's a couple ways that you can do that. You can wrap it around the back like we did the coaster. Oh, Linda says she loves the wood slice. Yes, we do carry the wood slices too. If you can't find them anywhere. But this is an oval one. Obviously, the ones that we send are all the three-ish inch. I mean, it's a tree. We can't be exactly 3-inch, but they're 3-inch circles. These are just the rejects I pulled out because it wasn't. This was in the 3-inch bundle that I bought, but obviously it's not 3-inch. So I just pulled it out. Some people would be happy to get that. Other people would be completely mad that that's the one they got. So better safe than sorry. So we can just go ahead and pull it out. Now you'll notice on this one, there is some edging, like it goes over the edge. So there's a couple ways that you can do it. You can wrap it around the back if you like that look, or you can come through and just get your sander, and we're gonna lightly just sand that off. Okay, Cindy says once the rub-on is attached, is it stuck? Oh, that was the same. Sorry, Cindy, you already said that. So again, these you could seal too, if for storage. If it was going to be, you know, rubbing up against other ornaments, or was you're worried about it sticking, like maybe you're going to put them in your garage and this might get hot again and it might smear or any of that. You can go ahead and seal them. Again, I would use an acrylic spray, but you can use Mod Podge too. Okay, and then I'm gonna get, because anytime I have an opportunity to use my fancy 18 karat gold leafing pen, you know I'm gonna do it. I could have put some on the lamp. Now that I'm looking at that, we might have to take this to the lamp. What do you think? Should I do it? I'm just looking at this. This edge right here is just calling out to me to have a little gold leafing on it. I think my pen's getting dry. How often do you have to use this for it to? Oh, I hope it's not dead. I'm going to be sad. Let's see, like, I'm using lots of paper over here to see if I can get it going. Well, that just tells me that I needed to use it a lot more than I was using it. Or I used it all. Oh, it's coming back to life. It's coming back to life. All right. There we go. I was so sad then for a moment. Oh. All right, we're back in business, you guys. I was gonna be real sad if I couldn't get this to work, because in my head, this needed to be gold. I love this pen for the ornament tops. Almost looks like a little crown for a king. So cute. Okay, so I'm gonna string that here in a minute, but I think we're gonna do it, you guys. I'm taking this pen and I'm just gonna go along the edge. Can you see me? Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Because the lip is lifted, it's really easy just to go right along the edge of it. Oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know, can you see it? It's so cute. Okay, this definitely adds. Highly recommend. So if you are gonna do this, you might want to do it before you put your floral pick on. It would probably be easier. But you know, I just can't leave stuff alone. It's the artist in me. I have to add more, add more. So can you see that? How pretty that is? I feel like that just adds, it adds so much. I don't know how fast this dries. All right, I'll do this side because I can still get to it. I might have to do that last side after I get off the live, but yeah, if there's ever an excuse to use this pen, I'm down for it. I feel like it's a fancy Sharpie. So pretty. Oh, look at it, just brings out that star. You could do the bottom too. I'm not going to do the bottom, but you could do the bottom too if you wanted to tie in more gold. I'm going to come back and hit that. I'm going to let this dry and then I'll come back and hit that other side. But so cute. I love this pen. The gold just really added to it. That was fun. Okay, so then I'm just going to do my little, put my little ornament string through here. And now we have another ornament. Now I don't have any of the canvas bags in here, but you could take your other designs and you could do them, again, you could do a canvas bag. We've also done coasters. Let me just grab some of the other stuff we did the other day. So we've also done, now these aren't sized for coasters, but they would work on coasters. So we've done coasters. We've done the greeting cards. So you could put these on cards. This is overlaid over a piece of junk journal paper. This is directly on the envelope. And then we've done the designs on the inside. So you could take these, some of these other nativity ones, or even these ones would be good to do for Christmas cards. You could put them in there. You could use this on the front, like as the front design. You could open it up and you could put the verse on the inside. So you can make, well, here's one that actually you can see. That's the black and white. So it's got the graphics on the outside, and then this actually is the same exact verse. It's just smaller. So this one's bigger by just about half an inch. So again, you could put this, you could put this on the front. Like these would be great for cards if you don't use those designs on your lanterns. We've also done a gift tag. So this is one with another one overlaid. There's another ornament idea. And then this is these, I got these at Hobby Lobby as part of their sale. And I have 2 more. And I've got Mary over here and Joseph. So we could do that one real quick. And then I'll wrap it up because I don't want to take your whole afternoon. But again, just trying to give you some ideas of what else you can make with the transfers, the extra transfers that you're not using on your lantern. You've still got a whole bunch of stuff that you can make with it. On this one, I'm just going to cut down a little bit more just so I can fit it in there. So again, you can put it off to the side if you wanted to put something else there. I think I'm just going to put them right in the center. I've got some glitter. Now these were, I think, $1.99 at Hobby Lobby, and they were half off. Or maybe I paid $1.99. I don't know. They were so inexpensive. And I thought these would be cute as ornaments. They're a little bit on the bigger side, but you could still hang that on your tree. So easy. And then hold on, I'm gonna get. I had raffia in here, but I don't know what happened to it. I think we used all the raffia in you guys as kids last month. Because I know I had to order it a couple times. I have a bunch of Christmas fabric coming because I want to make scrappy fabric bows, and I don't have any fabric. Which is crazy because when I was growing up, we always had a ton of fabric in my house because my mom was a sewer, seamstress. I don't know what she liked to sew. But I don't have any fabric. This might be a little too big, but we'll see. I'm just gonna make a quick little bow for this, and then we will carry on with our Fine Tuesday. I gotta figure out which way I cut that. You're supposed to push it down with that thing. I never do. I think I always just grab it. I'm liking that. Super cute. If you haven't seen me before, you know I'm all about the buffalo check. Again, so you could put this over the top if you want. I'm a off to the side bow girl myself. Oh no. All right, I think my glue gun might have went kaput. Oh, did I turn it off? Okay. So I would put this right here. My glue gun decided to turn itself off. Probably because I was sitting here yapping too much. But I would do something like that with this. So again, super cute. You can use this as an ornament. Then we also made our box using 4 of the designs that we didn't use. Again, you could use these on the glass for your lantern. We've got a couple ornaments that we made. This is painted. This one is not, very natural. Then we have the lantern that we did today using the wrap around. So we cut that long design to wrap it all the way around the lantern. I'm looking at it, but you can't see it. Let me make it so that you can. So the whole nativity scene goes all the way around the lantern. Again, if you wanted to, you could wrap the nativity scene around the candle on the inside, just the way we showed to take it apart. And that's another option. Then this one is one that I demonstrated using one of the others. So this is more of the realistic nativity photos. So again, they're the same ones that I used for the ornament. So the nativity scene goes around. You have them on the horse. You have them at the end. They have the baby, or they have the baby, and then the baby's a little bit older. This isn't a newborn, but again, you could arrange them in the lantern whichever way that you want. And then I'll go through the transfers one more time. So we have the kit that's on the website right now, and then we also have the transfer. So again, it's available to members only today. I wish bows were as nice as yours. Cindy, I do not like my bows at all. I have like bow anxiety, for real. It's a real thing. I don't like any of my bows. Sometimes at night when we're like we have the TV in or whatever, I'm like scrolling through Pinterest or Googling like how to make bows because everyone makes it look so easy and mine are not the cutest. I'm getting better, so practice always helps. But thank you for saying that because I don't like my bows ever. Like this one turned out good on this lantern. This one over here, I'm like, it needs some help. I don't know how to help it. I'm gonna have to keep messing with it. And that's literally just like 2 loops and some tails. Like the struggle is real. So these are the transfers that come in the set. You can get the transfers by themselves or you can get the full lantern kit. But you've got the 4 here that we used on this lantern here. Then you've got the wraparound that we used on this lantern here. We just cut the different pieces to make the lantern. And then we used one of the other stars on a different sheet. Yes, it goes perfect with the wraparound transfer. It does. Thank you, Cindy. Then these ones are also made to fit on the lantern glass as well. So if you wanted one that was just trees that you could see, like the silhouette of just the trees and then the verse on one side, then we also have some snowflakes. You could run the snowflakes from the top down, dropping down your lantern if you wanted to. And then the last one has the 4 that we used on the box here. So they're like our watercolor nativity designs. These ones are very similar. If you got the Holy Night card maker kit or card maker transfers, it's the same. We partnered with the same designer. So they're the same feel, but I think only one of them is the same, and I think it might be this one. These 3 are completely new. Then there's another wraparound nativity scene, and then you have the bigger star, which is what I used on the lantern for my nativity scene. And then I've got glue strings, but I used the bigger star instead of the star that went with the actual wraparound. But that is it. So these again are available on the website now. For members, you have your discount code and your members only link went out via email already this morning. And then as soon as I get off here, oh my gosh, I'm like cramming way too many of these in here. If I resell this set, it's gonna have extras. as soon as I get off here, I will put them in the group as well, because I did not get a chance to put it in the group for you to access this morning. So it'll be in there. But yeah, so if you're not a member, they're going to be available Thursday at 10 a.m. We will send out the email, and then also we'll post on social media. And let me go back to this one. We'll post on social media as well, and then yeah, we'll send out an email, or you can just go to our website and it will be live on there at 10 a.m. Linda says, I learned my lesson. I always order an extra transfer set. It's probably a good idea, because like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the very first time I was doing great on all of the glass panes, and then I got to baby Jesus and he was like not centered. And so I was able to scrape him off, and then I just used another one. So it just depends on how comfortable you are with your ability to do the rub-on transfers, because they'll definitely come back off, and then you clean the glass again. But if you just had one set, you only have one of this guy. So I did mess up too. So it happens to the best of us. But this is design drop number 4. So as I had mentioned in some other videos, we have 4 more coming. We have ornament maker, 2 more versions coming. You guys all like the names of Christ, and you like the hymns. So we've got those in separate sets that are coming. I know everyone is waiting for the hymns. I did not do a super large order on the hymns ornament maker set. So when that drops, do not sit on it, because we're done ordering from our manufacturer for our Christmas. So what we have is what we have, and the rest of the shipments that are coming in. So we have the ornament makers. We have another coaster maker set that's coming out as well. And then we have an ornament maker advent kit that will be your countdown to Christ type thing. That's coming out as well. So it's a lot. We're excited, but you guys are loving everything. We have had so many orders. It's insane. I have girls shipping in the morning. I also have the girls coming in and shipping at night. Like, we are doing a lot. Everyone's been so patient with us for the back orders, all of the back orders are here now. They're all shipping. I think we are about 3 days out of processing your order is the longest wait, 3 or 4 days. I don't think we have any orders that are waiting longer than 4 days now. So we're getting caught up, but it's crazy when you have like hundreds of orders a day. We've been adjusting, but everyone's been patient and they've been really great. So I want to thank you for that. But I'm going to wrap this up. We'll get this tutorial up on the website. So if you order them and need it, this is going to be what you're going to see again to show you how to do it. But that's it. I just want to thank you for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.